How do you create high quality content? This has been a topic that's been around since the dawn of the internet. And I think many people are realizing that in order to create good quality content, you need to really find out what people are looking for and what they're searching for. The old days of SEO were full of all sorts of black hat tricks, keyword stuffing, trying to trick the algorithms. But the good thing is that in today's marketing land, you do not need to know all these special tricks, but more actually write for the reader who's reading the post in the first place. Google have said this for a number of years now, that it's all about the user experience and not about the algorithm. So if you can create high quality content that people are looking for and searching for, then you'll find that your SEO results will go through the roof. I want to share today in this video how to go and find exactly what people are looking for so that you can deliver those answers to those people, and in turn also get some really good SEO results from creating that high quality content. Now, as I said, I've been saying this for a long time, and I love this meme here because it really is the future of marketing. And we're hearing a lot about that now, and I think big brands are starting to get on board. We've seen all sorts of content as their main staple of marketing, and if they're doing it and it's working, then it's about time that small business owners do it as well. So the question is, how do I find the right content? Now, you need to make sure that you're generating the most engaging content, and you're not just creating content for the sake of creating content. Too many people, especially smaller businesses, fall into the trap that they go to a marketing seminar, they hear the guru get up on stage and say, you've got to create a blog every day. So people go away and they're creating blogs every single day. But the reality is they're not creating quality content. They're creating content for the sake of creating content, and it's not going to work. There's many examples of people who have done a blog every day for many years and they've got no results. I'm going to show you some of those coming up soon. But the fact is that it's got to be high quality content. In fact, this is more about inbound marketing. The term inbound marketing has been thrown around for a while, but really, what is inbound marketing? It's more about you chasing people around the internet has got to stop. The days of us going onto social media, all the social media platforms, putting all our content on the different social media platforms and expecting to get some results has gone. We really need to be able to create the content that draws people in from wherever they're at. Of course, you still use the social media platforms, but you're using it to draw people in rather than push your message out. So you're attracting those customers with great information. It's keeping them engaged, and then you delight them so much that they want to return. And I think engagement is one of those terms that really has come to the forefront in the last 2 years. Not only are big companies really and relying on the engagement metric of their content, but also these social platforms and Google are all using that as a metric to drive their platform's growth. So it's super important that you have got the right mix of content that's really engaging the user, because if it's not engaged, the signals on the algorithms will just say this is not interesting content, and human behavior will tell us that we're not interested, we'll leave, and those signals will tell the platforms it's not good content, we're not going to share it any further. So when we talk about content, I like to say that Google loves FUR, F-U-R, okay, and so do your customers. So what does F-U-R stand for? Firstly, fresh content, okay? You want to make sure that you're adding fresh content. Now we're talking to your website here, okay? But this can be the basis of all your social posts coming up. But if you're adding fresh content to your website consistently, then Google love it. It's a signal that you're alive, you're well, and you're doing some great stuff. So that's the first thing. They love fresh content. Secondly, it has to be unique content. Okay, you are not allowed to copy other people's content. I mean, apart from being plagiaristic, you need to be able to create unique content that has not been found anywhere else on the web. Now, what will happen if you do copy stuff from other people's sites? then you simply will not be found in Google search. Google will not show your content in the search results. And this is what it's all about. We're trying to get our content out there so that people can see who you are and find your content. And if you don't create the unique content, then that content that you have copied or plagiarized will not be shown in search results, which is almost a waste of time. And then thirdly, the R stands for relevant content. Okay, the content that you have on your site needs to be relevant to the other parts of your site. Okay, so for instance, you don't want to have a website that sells women's shoes and then you're also selling Viagra on the side. Okay, it doesn't connect, it doesn't make sense. So you want to make sure that the content that you've got on your site is relevant with each other. Some people say, well, I've got some multiple facets to my business. If they are really separate, then you may need to think about running separate websites because it's going to confuse the message of your visitor when they get to your website. Let's have a look at content that you need to be delivering for high engagement. Now, in this day and age, we're so lucky that Google's algorithm has what they call predictive or preemptive text. And as you can see here, there is the ability for us to find out exactly what Google and the people on Google are looking for. We're very lucky that Google have given us this ability to tell us what people are searching for. If we have a search bar and we start typing in some words, you can see that Google pre-fills and tries to guess what we're looking for. Now, what are they pre-filling this with? Is it just guessing? No, it's not. It's actually based on all the searches that have been done for people around this content. And what they're saying is this is what people are looking for. So if you can find out what people are looking for, then you're going to discover some really unique stuff. Now, I'm going to go and share my screen. I want to show you some examples of what I'm talking about. Okay, here's the homepage of Google. Now let's say that, for instance, we're dog trainers, okay? And we're trying to create articles around dog training. So let's type in why. Now, as you can start to see, as soon as I type in something, it already comes up with different content that has been searched for with the word why. So I'm going to say, why does my dog? Now, I'm just going to leave it at that. Now, check this out. If I'm a dog trainer, and I want to create content. I want to create content that people are searching for. I don't want to second guess myself and think that I know what they want. I want to actually deliver what they want. So as you can see here, I've typed in, why does my dog? Now I'm relying on Google to give me some great advice here. You can see here, it says, why does my dog lick her paws, eat grass, shake, eat poop, snore, lick his paws? So already there is some great content that I could start writing articles around all of this. Now, if I knew what all the answers were to this and I was a good dog trainer, I'd probably know how to write an article on each one of these. This is Google telling me that this is what people are looking for. Now, let's say that I like the first one. I'm going to click on the first result and it comes up and says, why does my dog lick her paws? Now, there's a lot of search results there, but I know that it's a very common question. Okay, so people are asking that all the time. Now, if I wanted to get some ideas for content, I could look at some of the results here and I could see what people are talking about. I could make up my own bullet points and then talk about those bullet points in my own voice. So there's one way to go and look at the content, get some ideas around what people are looking for, and then create your own content. Let's say that I wanted to take off her paws and say, what does my dog lick? And I'm just going to hit enter here. And what I want to show you is if I scroll down a little bit, what Google also do, it gives me 3 suggestions what people are also asking. So not only do I have some ideas around licking paws, but why is my dog constantly licking? How do I stop my dog from compulsive licking? Now, these are great questions that people are typing into the search results. So once again, here's some more content. Now, here's the really cool thing. Is if I click on this one here, why is my dog constantly licking? I do the drop down arrow. It's going to show me the snippet that gives me the answer to that question. It's going to give me a link as well, which is great, so I can go and check out what they're talking about. But if I go back and bring this drop down back up, you can see there's now an extra 2 more questions that Google have given me. Here's the really cool thing, is that they're both related to the question that I've asked. And now I've got myself some more questions or more content for my website. If I click on a drop down and bring it up again, you'll see there's 2 more. And as I do this, suddenly I've got now a whole bunch of content that I can create. And I know people are looking for this. They want answers to this stuff because Google is telling me this. So you don't need to go and find expensive SEO tools, keyword tools, and that sort of stuff, or hard to use, complex algorithmic tools to go and find out what people are looking for. This is a very, very basic way of doing it, but it's super powerful because what we're trying to do is rank in Google's eyes. And if we're giving what Google wants, then we're going to get rankings for that. Okay, so there's a couple of ideas. One more thing that I want to show you is if you scroll to the bottom of your feed of your search results, you're also going to see searches related to why does my dog lick. Okay, and now Google are telling us here's some other related topics. So all of a sudden, within just a few minutes, I now have enough content, if I was a dog trainer, to fill my entire content calendar with content that exactly what people are looking for. So what sort of results can you expect? Well, we've been doing this for a number of people, number of clients, and the results are pretty staggering. In fact, let me show you an example. If I type in what is Tripwire marketing. Now this is an article, this first result. So you can see there's 1,400,000 results. 5 ways to master Tripwire. This is one of our articles we wrote. We wrote this, if you can see this, December 4, 2016. Now we're into middle of 2020. For nearly 3.5 years, this article has brought me more traffic to my website every single week. Even this week that we're talking about, even the week that you're watching this video, it's probably brought me more traffic than any other post on my site by an absolute mile. Now, here's the cool thing is, when we created this article, we didn't spend any money to advertise or market it. It was simply a Google play that we wanted to make sure we were delivering content that people were looking for. And to this day, they're still giving us traffic, which is what we want. Now, we haven't had to pay for this. So this is free traffic now for 3.5 years. The amount of traffic that we've had for this article is ridiculous. Not ridiculous, it's ridiculous in a good way because we put in some good work. We wrote a great article and it's still to this day being found by Google. And as you can see here, it's in a snippet box that gives the appearance of being a very important article as well. So we've been able to capitalize on this and get lots of traffic from here. And as you can see, we've beaten out a whole bunch of other really good companies, Inc.com and others, Active Campaign, that sort of stuff, which is really good. So these are the sorts of results you can get. Now, a number of our clients are getting snippet features. The longer the tail on the keyword, the more chance you've got of getting into one of these boxes. If you're trying to rank for a very small keyword, like a very short keyword, it's going to be much more difficult. So we like to rank for longer keywords. Now, here's another result that I'd like to share with you. This is one of our clients, and these people here were doing a radio show and a blog, and they have been doing this for nearly 10 years. Every single week, they did a radio show, they wrote an article, they added their images, and they were not getting any traffic. You can see here their traffic. And this is a lot of content. So we go back to talking about content for content's sake. These people were doing pretty much that. And as you can see here, they're only getting 34 clicks in 3 months. That's 10 clicks a month, one every 3 days. And you can see their impressions were pretty low. They have an average click-through rate of 0.9%. Now, what we did was we were able to do exactly what we were just talking about. We did some research. We found out what people were talking about because these guys were not titling or putting out content that was relevant to what people were searching for. They had some funky names. They had some industry jargon going on, and people weren't looking for that. So it wasn't effective content. It wasn't engaging content. Google was not delivering the results because nobody was looking for it. Nobody was typing it in. So what we did, we went back and we went through all their posts. We started changing the names of their posts so that it reflected what people were searching for, but also matched the content that was in the post. So we didn't have to change the content. We just went and changed the titles and made sure the keywords were put inside those posts. And as a result, we went from 34, and it's taken us maybe 2 or 3 months just to do this. We went from 34 clicks and nearly 4,000 impressions to 269 clicks and 19,000 impressions. You can see their average click-through rate went up, their average position dropped down, which is great. So you can see that there's lots of plus sides for doing this sort of stuff. And we're seeing this on every single client that we do this for. So if this is something that you're looking to do, it's not that hard. As you can see, that example that we went through is not that hard. So I'm going to encourage you to go out, look at some of the content you've got on your site, look at some of the questions that people are asking around your industry and around your expertise, and type in some of those questions into Google, see what's coming up, and use those responses as the basis of your content. So hopefully this has helped you. I really enjoy teaching this stuff. I love it. So love to find out what you're doing in terms of growing your blog and your traffic using this strategy.